Welcome back, history fanatics, to Revolutionary Rivals, the podcast where we dive deep into the epic battles that shaped America. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben. Today, we're going right back to the very beginning, to the place where the first shots of the American Revolution were fired, the battles of Lexington and Concord.
That's right, Ben. These crucial engagements took place on April 19, 1775, in Lexington and Concord, Massachusetts. They weren't massive, organized battles like some later ones, but they truly marked the beginning of open armed conflict between Great Britain and its American colonies.
The British Army, under the command of General Thomas Gage in Boston, had a mission. They were sent to seize colonial military supplies that the Patriots had stored in Concord. The British considered these supplies illegal and wanted to prevent the colonists from raising an army.
But the colonists were ready. Thanks to the famous midnight rides of Paul Revere and William Dawes, word spread quickly that the British are coming. This warning allowed the local militias, known as Minutemen, to prepare.
The first confrontation happened on the village green in Lexington. A small group of Minutemen stood their ground against a much larger force of British soldiers. No one knows who fired the first shot, but it quickly became known as the shot heard round the world. 8 American militiamen were killed.
After the brief and tragic skirmish at Lexington, the British continued their march to Concord. But by the time they reached Concord, the colonists had moved most of their supplies. Still, another fight broke out at the North Bridge in Concord.
This time, the Minutemen successfully pushed back the British. As the British began their march back to Boston, it turned into a nightmare for them. American militia, hidden along the road, continuously ambushed and fired upon them from behind trees and stone walls.
It was a devastating retreat for the Redcoats. They suffered many casualties from these hit-and-run attacks all the way back to Boston. It showed the British that this wasn't going to be an easy rebellion to put down.
The battles of Lexington and Concord were more than just skirmishes. They were a powerful statement. They proved that the American colonists were not only willing, but also able to fight for their rights, igniting the flames of revolution across all 13 colonies.
A truly historic beginning, Ben. These battles laid the groundwork for the monumental struggle for independence.
What an explosive start to a new nation, Alex. That brings us to the end of our discussion on the battles of Lexington and Concord. Be sure to join us next time on Revolutionary Rivals as we uncover more fascinating moments from American history.